How'd you do with the houses?
Good, good.
Was it 2 houses or same house?
It was 2 houses and actually 2 different people seeing it, so. Okay, YouTube Live.
Hey, Echo. Are you going to enjoy your 5 minutes with Austin tonight?
I'm not sure.
At least she's talking to me again.
She was talking to me.
True.
She said she wasn't sure. She may still not be talking to you. After all, you did duty on her tongue.
Don't remind her.
She's not listening to me right now.
You seen these new folding Galaxy phones?
Is that supposed to be some kind of joke? You know I'm blind. Huh? How am I supposed to see a damn folding phone?
All right.
This shit ain't funny.
Like this
Facebook
big.
Live.
Well, that's
Nah, I
not
ain't
see it.
blind. I gotta see this. I can't see shit. Leave me alone. 214.
You can run on for a long time, run on for a long time, run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. 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 Go and tell that long-tongued liar. Go and tell that midnight rider. Tell the wrangler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Tell him that God's gonna cut him down. Well, my goodness gracious, let me tell you the news. My head's been wet with the midnight dew. I've been down on bended knee, talking to the man from Galilee. He spoke to me in a voice so sweet. I thought I heard the shuffle of angels' feet. He called my name and my heart stood still when he said, Jay, go do my will. Don't tell that long-tongued liar. Don't tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him the God's gonna cut him down. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. You may throw your rock and hide your hand. Working in the dark against your fellow man. But as sure as God made black and white, what's done in the dark will be brought to the light. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Don't tell that long-tongued liar. Don't tell that midnight rider. Tell the rambler, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him that God's gonna cut you down. Tell him that God's gonna cut you down. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Yo, you can never touch this, it's just too much substance. I broke through the chains that I pay with the culprits. You can make a scene, but to me, it's nothing. You never match what a breakthrough in fashion. Always stitch the fabric and bring it back surely. See you on the shore, you repping the wrong jersey. Nah, man, they're on the wrong team. Paper chasers screaming out cream. Lord deliver us, you know I ain't giving up. I just wanna live it up. I'm sure drops and 50 bucks. They always do the silly luck, they gotta keep it 100. Run it, clean how I done it. Get it, I operate like City Hall. Gotta put my city on. Didn't fit the first time, but I've been growing into it. They all getting giddy gone. It's want to say I pity y'all. I'm too busy lying, rather not respond to kitty calls. I can get you putting on. Watch what you sleeping on. Girl, what you sleeping on. Dog, what you walking about. About the big pendulums making plenty sense. You living in a glass house, high rent, solo. I do it on my own, no YOLO. I never get cut. Kodo, for sure though. Wanting me, my God, I'm calling on them all. Can't stall, I gotta tell them all. You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on time. Sooner or later, gotta put you down. 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 Don't tell that long-tongue liar. Don't tell that midnight rider. Tell the rebel, the gambler, the backbiter. Tell him the God's gonna cut you down. Tell him the God's gonna cut you down.
Peace. And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from MJ's Lost of Dreams apartment, this is the Moon Club podcast with AJ and MJ. The Moon Club will talk about anything under the moon. No subject will ever be taboo. This episode of the Moon Club podcast is brought to you by Realtor MJ and Adam and Clinton, Normal's premier realtor for the Jewett home selling team. And I want to be your realtor, and I will out-hustle everybody all day, every day, and then double up on Sunday to prove it.
So now,
Tell your boy Terry Van Houten to quit calling me.
Yeah, he knows what's going on.
No,
He just
doesn't.
got some news for us.
He just called.
It's Tuesday, September 29th, 2020, 6:14 p.m. We got a hell of a moon tonight. It is 96% illuminated. And we just had a full one 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I was going to talk about it. We got 2 full moons in October.
Yeah. And it's in the sign of Pisces tonight. So the second one's the blue moon, right?
Yeah, and it's on Halloween.
Are you serious?
How about that, huh?
Wow, dude.
I got it all. I got it all right here.
Dude, that sounds like the day that shit's gonna pop the fuck off.
I do believe that shit is going to pop the fuck off, as you say.
I mean, what a great day to fucking take over the government.
I'm gonna knock a motherfucker out.
Come Friday night.
It comes up at actually at 6:11 p.m. So it's up like for
It's already up.
5 minutes, yeah.
Dang.
Then it goes down to 5:27 a.m. tomorrow. So it's like we're gonna have a moon of like almost a full moon all night tonight. But it's probably gonna be above a lot of clouds.
All right.
Yeah.
The weekly Jason Silva is called Technologies of Ecstasy. And this is Jason Silva spitting it like only Jason Silva can.
I gotta live dropped an orange.
So there's an amazing philosopher called Eliade who wrote a book about shamanism where he spoke of psychedelic drugs as technologies of ecstasy. Notice that he uses the term technologies here. He talks about them as mankind's cognitive toolkit, agents of psychic transformation we've been engaging in for tens of thousands of years to transform the perceptions of the body-mind, hacking our awareness and our perceptions, that evanescent flux of sensation and perception that is in a way all we have and all we are, as Eric Davis says. The voice in your head that lets you know that you exist. These psychedelic agents, these meme mutagens, essentially, cause mutation and ideation in our ideas. And I think that the term technologies of ecstasy points to the fact that there is something that happens in that ecstatic place of ego death that resets the self, that gives us temporary access, that makes us privy to a whole host of new wild visions that transform the way we see the world. And I think today, these modern digital shamans, these ecstatic technicians of the sacred, these doctors of the word, are the scientists and philosophers and writers that are there making us question our current belief systems and deconditioning our thinking. And that has always been the role of the shaman, to unplug us and to show us a bigger, wider, more far-reaching universe that goes beyond what the eye can see. Or something like that.
Is Elon Musk a shaman?
I don't think so.
Genghis Khan was.
Was he?
Yes.
Well, so that begs the question, what is a shaman then?
Right, like a teacher, I would say.
It is someone that is spiritual, that is believed to exist or can exist on a higher plane and has a greater consciousness and a greater knowledge.
Right, and they're there to guide you into your greater knowledge and your greater consciousness.
And they're saying that that's why...
Genghis Khan was more just a bad motherfucker. I don't think he falls into shamanism.
Well, he was actually a shaman.
Okay,
I mean,
maybe to
and-
his people, maybe, right? But
And
Right.
I
the
think he was a priest before he was actually he's not.
to the people that when he rode up on horseback to their village, he probably didn't do a whole lot of shamanism to them.
Yeah,
And
It's
for
like,
that,
you're with
you
me,
know,
you're dead.
it was also believed that he had advanced technology, you know, to teach these riders on horseback and
I think he had a
how
Walkman.
true it. He might have. I think that's what. At least you know he got everybody to bow down once he started playing some shit on that.
Right.
Well, they had kids on horseback as soon as they could walk,
Yeah.
and
Right.
they were such technicians and such experts that they would teach them how to shoot the arrows while the horse's feet were off the ground, so they
It's a
could
brief second.
Yeah, and then, you know, like, stuff that you've seen in movies, like, they would, like, come around the underside of the horse and
Right.
shoot. They'd use the horse as a shield.
Right.
And back in, I guess, late 1100s, early 1200s, when he was out doing his thing, he would roll up to a village. He hated people to live behind walls, right? He'd roll up to a walled city, walled fortress,
Like
kingdom,
Jerusalem.
whatever, and he'd say, give us half your shit or everybody dies.
Right.
And,
Usually everybody died.
well, no, a lot of them just gave him half the shit.
Well, after a lot of people died.
Yeah.
Project strength to avoid conflict.
Yeah, there was this story, and it's in Dan Carlin's Wrath of the Khans. I think it's episode 2. He starts it out with the Muslim Empire. The Muslim Empire just crowned a new leader, a new, the word's not king, I forget what the word is, but it was Shah Muhammad. And Shah Muhammad had this idea of conquering other places. And he's like, there's this city, what was modern day Beijing, right? And he sent this envoy, you know, because it's halfway across Asia Minor, right? To see, like, what is this city? How big is this city? He had 2 questions. Can we conquer it?
Right.
And if not, could they conquer us? So
Right.
this
Love
envoy
this.
goes and checks it out,
Yeah.
and they come back and they're like, "Oh, we wouldn't be able to conquer this city. It's about 5 million strong. They have 1 million standing army and 4 huge outposts. No way could we conquer it. They could probably conquer us, but there's just one problem." And Emperor Shah or Shah Muhammad says, "What's the problem?" He's like, "They're all dead."
Yeah.
So something out there kill all that, right? And
Right.
that was his first introduction to Genghis Khan, although not formally.
Right.
Khan!
And we gotta send a shout out to George Carlin and the way he tells that story because it's amazing.
Dan Carlin.
Dan Carlin. Yeah.
George Carlin, equally
Yeah.
amazing, but for a different reason.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
and he is a great storyteller as well.
As well, yeah.
What's his podcast called?
He's got hardcore history, and he's got some other ones too.
It's good stuff. Man.
But he hasn't put anything new out in a while. All right, 2 full moons to shine in October, including the rare blue moon on Halloween. And this is definitely Moon Club podcast fodder, right? Trick-or-treating may be off limits in some places this year, but the coronavirus will not stop this special treat in the sky. 2 full moons coming October 2020, including a rare blue moon on Halloween. The first full moon, nicknamed the Harvest Moon, will be shining on Thursday, October 1, and the other, known as the Blue Moon, because it's the second full moon during the calendar month, will be glowing in the sky on Saturday, October 31st. So if Halloween is on a Saturday and it's a full moon,
Right.
Is it once every 50 years?
Not
that
just a
happens?
full moon, but a blue moon.
it's
A blue
The
moon?
second full moon of the
I
year,
could probably,
or of that month.
you know what? I think any full moon on Halloween would be a blue moon. I'm pretty sure because that would mean 28 days earlier.
Right,
it's still
because it's
October.
at the end of the month. Yeah.
I'm not sure about that, but it seems to me like that would be the case. Not only will this be the perfect eerie backdrop for Halloween, but a rare one. The last time a full moon lit up the sky on Halloween night was back in 2001,
Okay.
but only in Central and Pacific time zones, according to the Farmer's Almanac. All the U.S. time zones were last treated to a full moon in 1944, so yeah, it's definitely very rare.
See, I learned that today actually while I was watching the Charmed ones. Charmed.
What was it?
Charmed. You know that witch show with Alyssa Milano.
Yeah, it's a great show.
And Shannon Doherty.
I mean, the show sucks, but sometimes they wear like tight shirts.
I've heard people talk about Alyssa Milano Is she like an angry person right now? Like, does she
Yeah,
say a lot of
she's
stuff
got
on-
something going on with the police department.
No.
Like where
Fuck
they
the
won't come to her
police.
house
No, just,
anymore.
I mean, you know.
I guess some
I'm
kids were
down
lighting off
with that too.
fireworks, and she had the fucking SWAT team called out or something. And it's like,
Austin had mentioned this a couple of weeks ago on this very podcast where Joe Rogan had apologized for something, and I didn't believe it, but I went and found it, so here it is.
Action. I said something on the podcast with Douglas Murray about people getting arrested for lighting fires, and I got duped. It's wrong. There was one guy who got arrested for lighting fires somewhere else, and someone sent me something about people getting arrested for lighting fires in Portland, and I said it without looking into it. It's very irresponsible. I didn't check. I made a mistake. I fucked up, and I'm sorry if I duped you as well. There's nothing I can do about it now. It's out there, but it's definitely a mistake. My apologies.
I get it.
And I will take this into consideration, certainly, when I say things in the future. I know it feels very irresponsible of me. I don't take it lightly. I'm very upset with myself, and I apologize to you as well. Sorry. Hello, everybody.
All right,
He
I'm
needs
done.
an intern.
I'm done.
Like Mindy
I'm
Sue.
over with that. That was good enough for me, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I tell you what, I think more media people need to do that.
Yeah.
Be accountable for what they do say and what they get people to believe
What they're
in,
putting out there.
inciting riots, you know,
Right.
so on and so
I think more people need to hear this as well. Now, this is David Goggins. I don't know if we've talked about David Goggins when you're on the podcast, but David Goggins is probably the hardest core motherfucker on the
Right.
planet. But he has some insight for people. He wants to let people know what's going on.
Okay, this is good shit.
Being the color I am, not real dark, and being light complected, I didn't fit in anywhere. I got caught nigger around whites. I got caught half-breed and sold out around some blacks. My mind was in the valley. I was stuck in there. Until I was willing to climb the mountain and look down on the reality of my life. The reality of my life was I had a lot of friends. I didn't see that. I saw this. A lot of us were predisposed. So our mindset does one thing. You hear one thing, and you're ready to jump the gun and go off. I was defensive growing up. Ready to hear something negative. Right now we got a lot of bad shit going on in the world. We gotta stop being defensive. We gotta hear everybody's shit. Whether it be bad or good. Be ready to listen. Stay hard.
I'm glad he's on this planet.
Yeah, at one time he weighed like over 300, and I guess he couldn't run around the block. And now he runs 100 miles to a marathon, then runs like the marathon, and then another 100 miles home, and it's like, he just loves being extreme like that.
I love
That's
this
crazy.
message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay hard.
Stay hard.
I hear.
That's what I'm out here doing.
That's right. That's
Before
right.
we make
For real.
fun of full moon, just want to play this for the.
Hi, I'm Amy, an editor with the Old Farmer's Almanac. October's full moon is known as the full hunter moon. This was the traditional time of year for hunting and slaughtering in preparation for the coming winter. The ancient cross-quarter day of Samhain on October 31st was the traditional day for harvesting and slaughtering as well, and the death night of the old year. Today, we know this day as Halloween, and it has come to be associated with ghosts and graveyards. But Samhain had happier festivities as well, including carrying out rituals in order to tell the fortune of the coming year. The ancient Romans, for example, bobbed for apples, believing that the first person to catch an apple with their teeth would be the first to marry in the new year. The full moon has long been associated with Halloween and is believed to have particular powers when it falls on Halloween night. But how often does this happen? In the 20th century, the full moon fell on Halloween 4 times. Oftentimes, because of the calendar, a Halloween full moon will also be a blue moon, the second full moon
What day
in the
does
same
that
month.
fall on?
To learn more about the quarter and
Saturdays.
cross-quarter days and to check the full moon times for your area, visit
If
us
it's
at
a Tuesday, it would be the most
almanac.com.
special night ever.
I don't know what you're talking about. We already said it was Saturday, October 31st, right?
Okay, Saturday. Okay.
That girl sounded like the girl that was like her cadence was the same as. You ever worried that maybe you're retarded and nobody's telling you?
Yeah.
shit.
I'm at half mast,
It's true.
just trying to stay hard.
Are you enlightened though?
Stay
Or
home.
illuminated?
I am fully illuminated,
Good,
man.
good.
Yep.
That's where we need you to be.
Thanks to Cresco.
I got a couple sports related things. We don't usually do sports related things, but I think these are worthy of at least just a little quick look into it. Patrick Mahomes, quarterback for the Chiefs, right?
Pat
Yeah.
Mahomes. Oh,
Pat
no, just
Mahomes.
kidding. His mom was actually texting during the game and said that his dad's Pat. He's Patrick.
Just watch how far this ball goes in here. This guy can do so many different things the way he throws the ball, and most of it's like underneath coverage, like he's throwing like sidearm to people. But he's also such a deep threat, man. Look at this ball he throws.
He's like a triple threat, like Patrick Swayze.
Mahomes down the field, yes!
That was like 70 yards in the air.
Bouncing off the ground for the touchdown.
That guy is special.
Was that a college team or that's Kansas City Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They're no longer a college team.
How old is he? Yeah.
So
So why did the Redskins cave? You know, the Washington Redskins, but the Kansas City Chiefs are all right.
yeah. You know what I think? Here's what I think the Washington Redskins should have done. They should have said, "Fine, we'll change the name. We're now the Washington R-words."
Yeah, that would have went over really well.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna make Redskin a bad name, we'll be the R-words. We actually saw this fight, but I didn't actually see this happen. Israel Adesanya actually humps Paulo Acosta after he knocked him out. Did you notice that? Watch this.
Question his greatness.
Did you notice that?
Dude, there's nothing honorable in that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there was a lot of shit talk before the fights. I think he was just letting him know he was this bitch. I'm alright with it.
Dude, people get murdered over shit like
Yeah, I
that.
was getting ready to say, if I'm that dude,
Acosta was saying some crazy shit though.
Dude, I told you I was going for the black guy that night, and everybody else was going for the white guy. But of course, I didn't.
I thought
You're
that
not
was
the
when you
bottom.
were going out. I'm sorry. You were talking about the fight? Yeah.
You guys done?
Yeah.
Alright. I think I sent you this video.
So Craig Murray's watching.
I don't
What up, Craig?
know. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think this girl deserves this. Although, you know, she did call this guy out. So
But you know, you don't use your superpowers. Look at your girlfriend. If you're like a UFC fighter,
hey, do you want to watch the video or you want to keep talking?
go ahead.
I am so fucking tired of him being all night here. It's time for another attack in my asthma. I'm sick and tired of you always being on this damn game when you get home, man.
Don't do this. I'm in right now.
Come on, square up.
Why you always listen to this rock in the game? You see me on break?
Square the fuck up.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
That was a good move.
Is that excessive though?
I think it was a little excessive. I don't think she deserved that, but hey, you called your husband out to a pillow fight.
He ended it quick.
Do you
Maybe-
think
yeah,
he
maybe.
got any that night, or you think that's what they're into?
I bet he took it. I mean, it looked like he could do whatever he wanted to her.
That's what they're into?
Maybe.
He said, square the fuck up.
Yeah, if he's a cop
He should have said,
and
"Get
you
the
watch
fuck
that
up."
video, would you say, dude, you can't fucking leg sweep your girl in a pillow fight?
Yeah. No, I think they're.
I bet her dad's pissed.
I bet they're doing this for TikTok or Instagram or something. I think they're. I
Dude,
think this is kind of an antic that they do.
I just noticed when she first comes into the game, he's doing a leg sweep on the fucking video game that he's playing. If you watch it,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, right?
You think that was foreshadowing?
Yeah, I think it was beautifully like orchestrated.
Okay.
I did not know that.
Did she deserve that?
She asked for it. She probably said, "Then you leg sweep me. You hit me real hard with the pillow." You know what I'm saying?
I mean, her head went down pretty hard, right?
Yeah, that's a little concussion.
Yeah, that's
Dude, you know what? They fucked immediately after.
okay.
That's a different video though. We don't have the.
You can find it on Pornhub though.
I brought this up on the Moon Club podcast about this. Remember the girl that took a Duke at the Tim Hortons and then threw it at the guy?
Yeah.
Like I told her, like it was so fast. There was used to be a one-handed pitcher that would do the same thing. Like they throw it and then he put the glove on. And I
Yeah.
thought it was the same kind of move.
Yeah.
Somebody actually made a video.
No shit.
Yeah.
No shit.
Here we go. All right. Now they got Jim Abbott up here, and then they got her down here. All right. So let's see. Let's see if it's a similar type of move.
Wow.
Similar, right?
Very
Jim
similar.
Abbott
I'm gonna
from
call her for
Peoria,
balking.
Illinois.
He is, isn't he?
Balking?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
Jim
definitely
Abbott.
balking.
Do you know what a balk is?
It's when you pretend to throw. Like,
She didn't pretend.
I saw hesitation.
I saw full intent.
All right.
What would you do if some other human was throwing their feces at
I
you?
don't know. I hope I never have to find out.
Right?
You hope you never find yourself in that situation.
Yeah.
You know, you think that would something like that might happen in prison, but
Have you seen the
not at Tim Hortons. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, right? Have you seen the
Yeah.
video where the monkey threw it at grandma? She was in the wheelchair, everybody else ducked, but they leave her right there and it lands on her face.
Is that on YouTube?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Grandma gets hit with monkey poop.
Dude, that's some last resort shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. I mean, okay, if it's a girl, that would be the hardest. Because if it's a guy, well, you're fighting at that point. Like, because he's already thrown the first punch, right?
right? Yeah.
But yeah, if it's a girl, I'd be
To the
like,
death.
But he's got poop on his hand now.
Yeah. It's like,
yeah.
Like, wash your hands, we getting down, motherfucker.
if a girl does that, you run. You
He's
run.
gonna give you double pink eye.
For sure.
And they're laughing.
Yeah, everybody ducks, they scat, leave poor grandma there in a wheelchair.
Dude, with that poison on her face. Dude, you know what? You do
Then
that.
they film her.
You know what, man? I think we're gonna keep monkeys in cage. That's kind of
Yeah, you gotta come in.
You gotta kind of expect that.
Especially if you're looking at them. How
And you're
quick was
laughing
that?
at them.
Yeah.
Was that kind of the same form as that chick?
You know, it's like you sit there and you laugh at me, and we're basically the same species. I'm in a fucking cage. Fuck you! I'll throw shit on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Would you
Then
take
everybody
one for
laugh
grandma?
at you now.
Would you take one for grandma?
Everybody laugh at you now. With your shit, with my shit on your face.
Yeah.
Did grandma deserve that?
What are you gonna do? Put me in a cage?
What a horrible situation. Why isn't anybody
Oh wait.
running up to her and fucking getting that off her?
Maybe she's a bitch. Maybe she's a mean person.
And hey, let the fucking monkeys go. Just let them go.
Would that be worst case scenario that you knew what was going to happen to her? You know, like they're like, watch, if we push her up there, this monkey always throws shit on people.
Yeah. Maybe they do. Maybe they set it up.
Dude, you know, I say give the fucking monkey a flashlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a frog.
I tell you what, I used to
Get
chimpanzees.
some duct tape.
I thought they'd be cool. You know,
Yeah.
we grew up with like BJ and the Bear and freaking Any Which Way You Can, Every Which Way But Loose.
Yeah.
You know,
Right turn, Clyde.
Yeah, and we're okay. It'd be cool to have a monkey. You know, Michael Jackson had a monkey, but then I was watching.
He had an
this-
orangutan.
I thought he had a chimpanzee. He probably had every
I think
monkey.
Clyde was an orangutan.
Yeah.
He probably had every monkey. Yeah, Clyde
Strapped
was
it.
just an orangutan.
It'll strap the caddy, Clyde.
Which would be even scarier than a chimp. I mean, I don't know. They're both in the great apes, right? I mean,
Well, they can both rip your limbs off.
Yeah.
well, and that's the whole thing.
Dude,
is,
look up some pictures of chimpanzees that are muscular, and dude, they are like 10 times stronger than human. They can literally rip your.
I think
Right.
it's more like 100 times.
They're superheroes, definitely. But
Yeah.
I seen videos just recently of when
Dude, you need to
chimpanzees
bring a fight.
attack.
breed a fighter with a chimpanzee.
You want to let him finish what he was saying?
Yeah. Sorry. So we need to breed fighters with chimpanzees.
I thought you started.
And you know what they're going to have to say? Okay, but it's not legal for you to tear the limbs off your opponent anymore after that first time.
Well, what they do is they eat your face.
Well,
You know,
the first
they
thing they
take
do
your
is they
face-
rip your dick off.
Well,
Are you
that's another
serious?
thing they do. They bite your fingers
Wow.
and they eat your genitals.
That's going to have to be an illegal move too.
Take them teeth out when you suck in my dick, ho.
Hey.
I like that. Yeah, no, they go right for your junk, man. They know how to.
Wow. Take
they,
away.
They know how to do damage.
Yeah.
Oh, massive, quick. Massive.
Remember that one that ripped a girl's face
Yeah.
off?
Yeah, and her friend hid in the car.
No,
And like made the 911
The
call.
owner hid in the car.
Well, they were
she's like, "Come
they
and
were
shoot him."
girlfriends. They were both on
She's like,
it.
"Come and
That
shoot
was the
him."
baby. And he was like 30-some years old.
Yeah, what was
Because-
it? What was the monkey's name? Like Devin or Kevin or
Duke.
I think she had brought the other girl a
Keith.
birthday cake or something, right? And then the monkey got jealous and
Fucking monkey just
started
fucking
ripping
ripped. Yeah. What a horrible situation.
her face off. Don't keep monkeys.
Especially if they will eat. I mean, little
Yeah.
monkeys will fuck you up.
Yeah.
She became an instant convert.
Remember you used to going down to the Miller hardware store?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
little
the
monkey,
spider
Ace
monkey.
hardware?
Spider monkey. Get me the fuck out.
We used to go down there, and Steve would have me.
Who's that?
Somebody making an iPhone. You know, he's out hustling everybody every day, all day.
I can't. They won't let me turn it off. I don't know. I'm good.
Fucking technology, you know.
Yeah, we used to. Steve and I used to go down to Miller's True Value, and Steve would have me distract the guy so that he could fuck that monkey.
Yeah.
I don't know why he wanted to do that, but that's what he would do.
Well, we were trying to breed him, and then after, there was rumors of that monkey dying, and then there was this patchy-haired little monkey that was all twitching that they had in there for a while.
Right.
I thought that could have been my son, but
Dude, I think my
It's a good chance.
my rewrite on the
I
prequel
don't
to
wanna
Hollywood
hear it. I
Nights
don't want to hear it.
is gonna have where we all go in and we rescue that monkey and take it somewhere safe.
So that monkey's gonna go back in time.
No, just be us when we're kids.
Man, I don't even know if we want to dive into this, but
Not head first.
we're getting lied to straight to our faces by the media. Like, people are saying that this little white Prius here like drove through this crowd and trying to do harm to people. I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, this guy just fucked up and turned down the wrong street, and now people are banging on his car, and he's just trying to get out of there, right?
Right.
I mean, he's not there to run over people. I completely know how this happened.
What do you do though when people are trying to kill you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're just trying to get out. I mean, for Christ's sake, it's a Prius.
And
Everybody's
I
running.
don't have the
Everybody's
sound
running
on.
after you.
But even the reporter is saying this car is like driving through, trying to run people over. I'm like, that's not what I'm looking at.
That's
That
not
is
what
not
happened.
what I'm seeing. Now watch, they actually chase him down.
The demonstrators are trying to catch up to him, including that black pickup that has been leading the pack.
Leading the pack.
He's cutting him off.
Is he with the people that are running after the car?
Yeah, these are peaceful demonstrators.
Have the driver pretty much boxed in.
Wow. I'd be out of there too.
Like that's a person that's made a wrong turn and ended up in a
Yeah.
spot that he didn't want to be in.
Right.
Trying to pull the driver
Wow.
out of his vehicle right
It's
there.
like being attacked by
Another
bees.
car that was
You know what I'm
also
saying?
in the demonstration.
And you're gonna react.
And an additional person getting out.
Because
People
we're-
are trying to kill you.
That one
We're
person
past the
using
point of responding.
what looks like a flag.
That's when we react.
The skateboard there.
They don't.
the
They
damage
just need to
the
get out of there.
Prius, and now the driver
Yeah.
is able to get away.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Now he got pulled over by the police and detained, but what if they were going to pull him out? What were they going to do? So I don't know. What were
They're
they going
gonna
to do?
tear him to pieces.
I'd rather be detained by the police.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
oh yeah. You're so glad to see the police At this point, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But it's just so crazy how we're being lied straight to our face by the media.
Right.
Over and over again.
I don't think there was no charges pressed against this guy. I don't think.
That's why I said it was refreshing to
From
hear
what I
Joe
saw-
Rogan actually apologize.
Yeah, stepped up. Hey, I fucked up. Guess what? I said something and I was wrong.
It was not true.
That's cool of him to do that.
Yeah.
It makes me trust him more.
Exactly.
Because he knows never to apologize. But if he's, blatantly wrong.
Well, he knows not to trust the media. When just because you hear something doesn't make it 100% true.
It's the
Check
opportunity
facts.
to change lives with a...
Thank goodness we have a fact checker here.
Mindy Sue, the fact checker.
To the jam right in with this, gotta have a horse.
A horse on the highway, and it all began with this man.
Shut this live, y'all see this? They're gonna get shut down.
Adam Hollingsworth, who calls himself the Dreadhead Cowboy, going live on social media with a message.
Kids' lives matter. Until kids' lives matter, until we understand kids' lives matter.
He's just trying to get to the old road.
Yeah. There's a show on Netflix called Compton Cowboys. Have you seen it?
I have not.
It's like where they're in Compton and they're raising horses and breeding them, and it's pretty amazing.
Nothing else matters.
For more than 7 miles, and with a motorcycle escort of activists supporting him, the Dreadhead Cowboy shut down the Dan Ryan. Skymap 7 along for the ride, clocking the horse at more than 15 miles per hour before Hollingsworth finally stopped. On the ground, moments after Hollingsworth was cuffed and arrested, the other activists ready to deliver a stern message.
We need the resources in our communities. Our children are dying. Our communities are dying. When will she listen? When will the governor listen?
When it comes to everything, we get the bottom of the barrel of everything. It's not gonna happen no more. It's time for things to change. And we can keep saying it, but if we don't start moving and doing it, nothing's gonna happen.
In these photos shared with Eyewitness News, the horse appears injured and bleeding. And tonight, Chopper 7 HD tracking it and spotting it, safe and now resting with handlers from Chicago's Office
Well,
of
thank
Animal
God the
Care and
horse was
Control.
safe.
Nobody's listening to us.
I thought running on that concrete would be a little hard on it.
They'll get my
Not
face
if you have the right shoes.
animal cruelty.
There aren't ordinance.
Who's trying to put cruelty in our neighborhood?
You beat me to it.
Dude, what's up with that Darth Vader fucking hat she had on?
It was a mask.
I loved it.
Let's see, what else?
You have a Vader mask?
I will.
Yeah.
I was thinking about getting one.
We don't need to get into that. That was
That's what he said.
Reginald Denny. I was gonna make that
Oh,
comparison to what they were gonna do to that other guy, but who knows? The problem with the poo. Have you heard about this?
I've always said
throw it in
there's a
your
problem
face.
with poo. Watch them apes throw it in your face.
The whole series. I love The Simpsons because you hate yourself.
I poo.
My name is Hari Kondabolu. I've had a great career filled with laughter, critical acclaim. I should be completely happy, but there's still one man who haunts me. Apu Nahasapima Pedalon.
Please pay for your purchases and get out and come again.
How many of you had to deal with being called a poo or that being referenced?
The Simpsons stereotypes all races. The problem is we didn't have any other representation. Cabby, 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 deli, deli. Doctor.
You know a white guy does the voice?
A white guy doing an impression of a white guy making fun of my father.
How do you feel
One
about
of my
that?
favorite white guys.
Oh, I'm making a movie about how much I dislike it.
Right away, they were like, can you do an Indian voice and how offensive can you make it? I would immediately began to talk this way. I was like, it's not tremendously accurate. It's a little stereotype. Like, that's all right.
They want the accent to sound like this, and
Is
they
it
want
bad
the
that I
tongue to
love
be
him?
really pulled back.
So Patang
He's
King
so
was
good.
going into a room and having to do
Thank you,
that
Sarah.
exact thing in front of people like a monkey.
That's horrible.
There are accents that, by their nature, to white Americans, sound funny. Period.
It's funny because it's racist. Does Apu count as a minstrel since it's brown paint, a white guy's voice?
He has all the qualifications.
Remember, please, children, that in life, there is nothing that is not so disgusting that it cannot be sold on a heated roller at a nearly criminal markup.
Now, I realize some of you think I'm some annoying PC social justice warrior that's very sensitive, and you're probably thinking, come on, Snowflake, let it go. Well, I have let it go for 28 years.
I get it. Good argument.
There's a market for being a victim, right?
Yeah.
Hula Hula from Plastic Man.
Who's that?
That was his Hawaiian sidekick, Hula Hula.
Oh. You know what? I never really watched The Simpsons. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I never really watched it.
This was the
but
television show Plastic Man. Remember back in the 80s, he was a superhero. Was it Elastic Man? Elastic Man.
Was he part of Fantastic Four?
No, he was just by himself. Had that Hawaiian sidekick, Hula Hula.
I don't remember this.
How about better Johnny Quest?
Johnny Quest, yeah. And Haji?
Did he have a Boston Terrier?
Well, I want to do a little bit more of a deep dive on this because Hank Azaria is no longer going to voice Apu. They won. They gave him that. So
now an Indian person's going to?
I don't think Apu's going to be a character. I don't know how they're doing it, but
okay.
A lot of these animated shows are going away from having white people voice different ethnic. Okay, fine. What about Bart Simpson? Bart Simpson's voiced by a girl.
Right. That's
a hate crime. That's a hate crime right there.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm being absurd, but the whole thing's absurd. I think.
But I think it's okay for the boy-girl thing, right? That's like transgender.
Well, you know, it's like
yeah, maybe because the person who voices Bart Simpson, I can't think of her name. I apologize, but maybe she said, "Well, I identify as a boy today."
Maybe.
So
that's the ridiculousness we're dealing with.
They asked Hank Azaria, a very talented voice actor, and a very talented comedian, to do the voice of an Indian and make it as offensive as possible, and he fucking nailed it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think that's under debate.
I mean,
I love Apu.
He did exactly what they wanted him to.
I mean, it was.
And he's an actor.
It was spot on. I think the problem was, it was too spot on.
Right. And it stereotyped that entire, like.
I mean, I don't know any Indians that own Quickie Marts. I mean, come on.
Most of them are Hindus, you know.
Yeah. American Indians.
Or Sikhs.
Redskins.
I just bit my tongue.
Oh, what's up, Roy Rambo?
All right, so in the name of political correctness, now we have no more Apu. Okay, fine. I guess that's progress. I guess.
Yeah, at one point.
I mean, you quit, right?
Debate tonight, right?
Great debate at 8.
The great debate at 8. You guys see this?
Forward, we've got to talk about voting.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of conversation this year in particular about voter safety and the ability to vote. As you'll see now,
All right, I'm just going to stop this for a minute because I understand if like you're cutting a professional wrestling promo or you're talking about a movie or something, you're going to have this like shirt on that's like 3 sizes too small for you. Like, which I mean, it looks good. If I could pull that off, I would. But if we're going to talk about voting, maybe just a little looser shirt
or vest.
I would
vest
be shirtless actually if I looked like that. I think.
Honestly, I think I would
you
walk
know what?
around shirtless. Yeah.
You know how you before you go on set, you're fucking ripping out those fucking
push
you know, you put 135 on and you fucking just do 100 of them. He's jacked right now. And his shirt is too fucking small.
And the best practices us as Americans can
His
follow
shoulders have
to ensure
shoulders.
our vote
Yeah.
is effective.
But you've got my vote.
Here's our conversation.
Who we voting for? Rock?
Let's talk a little bit about voting.
We voting for Biden?
Oh, there we go.
That's
That's what we're
extremely
going for sure.
important,
Right, I spoke too soon.
especially this election. It's so important.
All right, so the Rock's.
No, that's Kamala Harris. That's not the Rock anymore.
Isn't that where the term
Kamala.
"dumb as a rock" comes from?
I don't think so. I don't think the Rock's a dumb person, is he?
Mm-mm.
Seems like he's pretty on the ball to me.
I would have.
Hello.
I would have voted for him. And I don't know what he is.
Yeah, I'd rather go for the rock.
I mean,
He's my
here's
vote
the
based on
thing.
biceps.
The system is broken. the RNC and the DNC have given us these shitty candidates for years, and something has to
Rich
change.
white men.
Something has to change. The Rock as an independent candidate, fuck it. Let's get behind him. 2024,
Yeah,
right now. Let's
I would
do it,
love to get
Mr. The
behind The
Rock.
Rock.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
it
like,
can't be any worse than it is now,
we
right?
voted for Reagan because he was an actor.
Yeah.
The Rock, yeah. Vote for The Rock, the Rock Party. He creates his own thing. Not Democrat or Republican. It's the Rock Party. And it sounds pretty badass.
I thought this was good. And I hope this happens. And I think we all, like, as young people, like, Eddie Murphy left a huge impression on us in our formative years, right?
Yeah.
But this is Chris Rock talking about if whether Eddie Murphy is
Be
gonna
able
come
to
back
go
or not.
on Netflix. He'd have to spend a year or two in clubs, I guess, getting his act together and getting warmed up again. Because he keeps saying he's going to go back to stand-up. I don't believe it.
He keeps saying it. About a year ago, when I was supposed to be on tour right now, and when I was trying to lock up buildings, Eddie already had some of those buildings locked up.
No shit.
So it was like, I don't want to take the Garden 20 days.
I didn't realize that was Robin. She looks a lot
You know
different.
what I mean? Like,
Robin Quivers?
I don't want it. I don't want. You know, if we were boxers, I don't want any parts of that fight. Yeah, if you had Eddie Murphy on yesterday, I wouldn't come on today. Let that simmer down.
He's smart.
Then
Eddie
you'll do
Murphy
it.
could sell out Coliseums.
But I don't think it would take him a long time. I think it would take him like a month or something. Because I've been to his house and talked to him. He's pretty funny. He's pretty. You know, he's the most talented guy to ever do it. Honestly.
Is that because he's got so many tools in his arsenal? Like, he can do those impressions, he can tell a joke, he can tell stories. He's just got so many fucking tools.
He could tell a dirty joke like nobody's business. Like, most comedians wait to the end of their specials to tell the dirty jokes. Eddie Murphy opens with the dirty joke. Like, he's that motherfucker.
He's so good.
You know what I mean? Like who the fuck does that?
Charlie
No one
Murphy's
has
brother.
ever done that. Eddie Murphy has that attitude. Like, I'm gonna open with the dirty shit. And I'm still gonna fucking slay you. I mean, his best thing is probably the Ice Cream Man. You know what I mean? And that's like a clean ass story that Jerry or Cosby could have done. It's a masterpiece. It's sweet. It's really black too. It's really like urban, but but everyone can relate to it. You know,
I relate to that.
Yeah.
Hey mom, throw down some money. The Ice Cream Man is here. That is like that is such an urban experience. Throw down some money from the apartment.
If you remember,
we don't have ice cream in our
Mom
fucking
caught me, you,
houses.
and Colleen.
Because we're
You're
fucking
talking over
poor.
Chris Rock right now.
Alright. Mom caught me, you, and Colleen in the basement listening to Eddie Murphy. And she sat there and laughed. through
I
the
think
entire
it might have been,
thing.
and we were in the basement. She came and she like sat at the top of the stairs in the living room, right?
Okay.
And I think Steve and or Andy might have been there as well.
Right.
And she was like, "Turn it off. You're not supposed to be watching that." And we're like, "Yeah, but just listen for a little bit." And like, cut to like 8.5 minutes later, and Mom was like,
Couldn't stop
couldn't stop laughing.
Dude, after that, she immediately went over to Aunt Colleen's house, where she was living in your old house. We played it for her,
Oh,
and
I'm
we
sure.
all laughed together.
I'm sure. But I think what year did what was first? Was it was
Comedian.
Raw? Comedian was first?
Comedian.
So what year was that?
Raw was the third. It was Comedian, I think Delirious.
And then Raw. Yeah. So Eddie Murphy Comedian. I'm gonna say it's late. Is it late 70s or early 80s? Ask your Alexa.
83.
And now Austin speaks with Alexa.
Echo. What year did Eddie Murphy Comedian come out?
The movie Eddie Murphy, Raw, was released in 1987.
87. So I'm thinking
But
Comedian.
but
came out-
she said Raw. She said Raw.
Yeah. I think Comedian came out in 82.
You still got 2 minutes to talk to her.
Echo. What year did
It was
Eddie
83.
Murphy? comedian come out?
I was
Pearl Jam
13.
released the song Eddie Talks 3 in 2009.
I was 13. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say is that it's kind of sad in that was the best comedy of
At
our
the
lifetime.
time.
But it's not that sad though, because it was great. But also, he made it look so easy. I was like, oh, I could just go on stage. I mean, I could do that, right? Because
Right. I can tell
it doesn't
stories.
look like he's trying.
I can do Eddie Murphy's act just as good as him.
Yeah.
I've watched it that many times.
Stephen Wright.
Stephen Wright. There are some comedians that make it look easy. Eddie Murphy definitely made it look easy. Like, he's not even trying. I went to go see Louis C.K. with Mindy in Peoria, and to me, Louis C.K., I mean, I know he's good. And to me, like, what I always say is, like, people just try to annoy Louis C.K. is like, oh, he's the best comedian. I'm talking about before all this, all the pulling his butt stuff happened. But
Because
I'm like,
I guess-
I don't know, he's good, but I'm not ready to anoint him like the best ever, and even right now. But when I went and saw him, I'm like, oh, it looks like he's not even trying.
I guess
when you see him live, it kind of set me back a little bit. I'm like, oh damn, like, he is fucking good.
But I think one of the reasons they call him the best is because he can like polish an act like that in like 30 days, and like we saw one of our favorite comedians. What was his name? In Chicago.
Oh, Tom Segura.
Yeah, and he was obviously still polishing his act because it was okay, but.
Yeah, well, here's what happens: is they go out on tour with their material, and then they record it as a special, and they put it on video, and they release it. We saw him after he had already just recorded a special, so there was some stuff in there he was working on.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It was still funny,
Yeah, it was
but like,
great.
was it the best I've ever seen? No, it wasn't the best I've ever seen.
So what was the Louis C.K. Cunnings?
Apparently
He jerked off in front of a couple girls.
Apparently he jerked off in front of quite a few.
But who hasn't done that?
But here's the thing: he always asked them if it was all right. He got consent. He didn't force anybody to watch him jerk off. He just wanted people to see him. Did you really not know this?
I did not know.
Okay. So this.
And I don't find anything wrong with it. Again, if everybody's consenting.
Yeah. So when the whole Me Too thing happened, like, he was kind of in that area. So this is, I don't even know, like, what was this, 2016, 2017? I don't remember, like, the year. But yeah, so he, like, it came out right away. Oh yeah, Louis C.K. jerked off in front of me too. Yeah, oh yeah, me too. Yeah. And then people were like, well, how did he do it? Did he ask you? Oh, no, he told me he was gonna do it. And then I went to his room and he did it. And I'm like, okay, so are you a victim? People are like, no, I'm not a victim. And then everyone is like, Louis C.K. is the same thing as Harvey Weinstein. Like, hold on.
No.
But at that time, you couldn't say that.
Yeah.
Remember? Remember when, not Ben Affleck, but Matt Damon said that what Saturday Night Live guy, Al Franken. He's like, Al Franken isn't the same thing as Harvey Weinstein. And I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And everybody's like, Matt Damon, shut the fuck up. You don't get to talk about this. And we're like, wait, what?
Right.
What? No, I thought what he said was pretty even, pretty sensical. He got crucified for that. He left Hollywood for a while because of that.
No shit.
Yeah.
For speaking his mind?
I think for speaking the truth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What Al Franken did, put his hands over the breast of a woman while she was sleeping, while she was in a flak jacket, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, he used to be a comedian, and you're on a comedy tour. Maybe, I don't remember maybe he wasn't on a comedy tour, but yeah, you didn't.
Dude, he's a comedian pioneer / senator. It's like, how do you split that diet? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how can you do that?
I don't know.
Correctly.
But just the idea that if Matt Damon says, well, what Al Franken did isn't the same thing as Harvey Weinstein, and Matt Damon gets crucified for that?
Right.
What kind of world are we living in?
It's like one day, if we become mega famous, it's like they're going to go back and find some crazy shit on our old podcast.
Well, here's the thing. I'll tell you exactly how that happened. Is like the pendulum swing. Like, guys got away with like taking advantage of women for a while.
Right.
Doing horrific shit.
Right.
And then the Me Too movement happened. And women were like, yeah, This has been happening to me forever. And then like somebody tries to say, hold on, it's not the same thing, and they're like, we don't want to hear that right now. But
Right.
now the pendulum swung back a little bit.
Yeah.
And now we're more
It's the Overton window.
we're more sensical about
Yeah.
it, right? We're like, okay.
It's not cool.
Yeah. Guys have done horrific shit.
Right.
That's
It's like,
what we
remember
do.
what we called date rape in the 60s?
Tuesday.
Yeah, it's like, doesn't that speak like, it's like now, if you get locked up 100 years for fucking raping women, ask Pilo. But that's the right move, you know?
Ask who?
Pilo.
Oh, Officer Pilo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
it's
guy's
like,
a piece of shit.
You can't get away with raping women anymore. It's like, it ain't gonna happen. And that's a good thing.
You never should have been able to get away with that.
Right. I totally fucking agree.
Unless it's war. No,
I think
Yeah.
take that back.
Obviously.
in 1984, the law was put into place that you couldn't rape your wife.
Yeah,
Prior
you
to that,
can't
it
rape
did.
anybody. You can't forcibly put your fucking penis into a girl's vagina and call it cool.
I
anymore.
remember hearing, and I don't know, it must have been like when I was like mid-teens, 15, 16. No means no. I'm like, what? That's stupid, right?
Wasn't that Nancy Reagan talking about drugs?
But now in retrospect, I'm like, well, yeah, it makes sense. Like, you can't, even if it's your wife, it's like, no, not tonight.
No.
You can't just, oh, yeah, no, it
Right.
does, no, yet it is yes, right? You can't do that.
Then why did they invent the roofie?
And Astroblood.
You know who invented that?
Who's that?
Genghis Khan.
Genghis.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Tie it in. I think we're done, right?
Bada bang bang bang. Shaman.
Who was the king of the Mongols, the most successful conqueror? What was his name?
Genghis Khan.
No, it wasn't Genghis. It was
He was
there was
most
another
successful.
conqueror in there.
You're talking about the Yellow Emperor?
No, it might be, yeah.
He was their first like emperor.
Tecumseh.
No,
Tecumseh.
it's a name just like Genghis Khan, but it's there's another like Ming the Merciful or Ming.
Flash.
Why don't you ask your echo?
Okay, because it was a most successful Mongolian conqueror. Echo. Who was the most successful Mongolian conqueror?
It's not Genghis Khan. That shit must dance.
Here's something I found on the web. According to slideplayer.com, the Millennium Person, Mongolian warrior and ruler Genghis Khan occupied half of the dry land of the world and created the largest empire in them.
Okay, so I was listening to a podcast and they said by the time he was 12, he was speaking 8 languages. So I think what this podcast was talking about, when we talk about Mongolians, it's like, and we call them Mongols because that's kind of a term for being uneducated, but that is not the way to look at the Mongols at all. And basically this whole podcast was talking about how Mongols have been some of the most intelligent conquerors of all time.
This is Apes Grease with an important question. Do you ever worry that you're retarded and no one is telling you? Wow.
It's true.
It's true.
Moon Club Podcast 214 out.
Peace out. That felt good.
Attila the Hun, that's who I was talking about.
Y'all know the drill. Most of these bass shops have
He's
played.
the one